Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Martine and I am going to be doing a sketchbook tour. So I have two sketchbooks here that I think I started around the same time, sometime in 2023. We'll just get into it and I'll give you my commentary along the way. So let's start with this one. This one is a watercolor sketchbook and it is Strathmore. It's the 400 series watercolor sketchbook. It's soft cover. It got pretty dirty along the way, which I don't really care about, but I'm definitely going to be buying this again. If I can find it in a hardcover, that would be even better. But I really like this sketchbook and I'll show you, because it has a smooth spread and then it alternates to a textured spread. So each time you turn the page, you have a different texture. So I started this August 17th, 2023, and I finished it March of this year. I didn't do the front page, the first page. I always skipped that one until the end, but I really couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. Maybe I'll do another video of me actually finishing. Because I didn't do the first page because I wanted the first page to be like really nice, and then by the time I finished the sketchbook I didn't care. So anyway, we have a blank first page, y'all. All right, I started this in 2023. All right, so what do we have here? We have a mishmash. We have mark making, we have watercolor, we have ink, and then we have mark making with, I want to say, colored pencils, but it was so long ago I don't remember. But from the looks of things, it looks like colored pencils. And so I was clearly in my abstract bag. And this is not the very beginning of my art journey, because my art journey I think started in 2021 technically. So yeah, anyway, abstract, trees, kind of looks like buildings, trees. It looks like a landscape, or urban landscape, if you will. So, oh yeah, this, I remember this. This is done with acrylic ink, and this is another abstract landscape. The very beginnings of me exploring that subject matter. This didn't turn out very well, but I think it'll make a good background for something. Another abstracted landscape on this side. This is just like this tree here, and then I decided to go kind of off cuff with the colors here. So you're going to see a lot of that in here, in this book. Okay, so here I was exploring watercolor, Neocolor 2s, fine liners, because I know that I did a pencil sketch and then added the color and erased the pencil, and then I don't know, I forgot the process, but you can see here this was just a little experiment. And I like drawing houses too. I like drawing houses in a landscape. That's one of my fave things to draw. Here we go with another, and this one was the smooth. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the smooth I really like smooth watercolor paper. I don't mind textured for certain things, like for the things that I want the texture to be present, to be visible. But sometimes, like, if I don't like to use like crayons or Neocolor 2s on textured paper, because like right here you can tell I used a Neocolor or some sort of crayon or pastel here, and I don't like that look, you know. So it's very, you have to, I guess you need to think about what your preferences are, what your paper preferences are, you know, before you really work with watercolor paper, because sometimes textured is needed and then sometimes smooth watercolor paper is needed. It just depends on what you're doing. This was done with gouache and watercolor. I think it was my, what's the name of the Japanese watercolor, the very popular one, Gansai Tambi Kuretake, yes. Yeah, so we have this and more landscapes. I like this rabbit should not be the same size as the fox, but that's okay. This is supposed to be a rabbit. And here on this side, this is a lake with some birds in the water. Okay, so here we have a little Christmas spread that I did. So clearly this was Christmas 2023. Santa looks a little petrified, but he'll be okay. So here, yeah, this is 1/15/2024. I was playing around with gouache, watercolor brush pen, then watercolor, fine liner, gouache. I was just kind of playing around with the different water soluble mediums here. And this paper is super sturdy, like it can take a lot. Okay, so, and then here I remember I was messing around with watercolor and my bamboo dipping pen. I was dipping the bamboo in ink and messing around with the different thicknesses of the bamboo dipping pen. You can see there. I'm sorry about the lighting. I hope that this lighting is translating nicely, because it's a very gloomy day in New York today when I'm recording this. I usually rely on the natural light, but we're not going to get that for a few days. So okay, so here we go with a still life right here, and then we have a little landscape here. I don't remember where I got this from. I think this was just from memory. This was definitely just from imagination, memory. The vessel was a little too big. I made it a little too big. The cups are a little too small. But hey, it's a sketchbook. So this, I remember this was done on a Katie Moody Patreon, where we were doing Under the Sea. The theme was Under the Sea, and I like the way this came out. It's like, it's okay. I don't hate it. The turtle here, though, I just stuck the turtle in, like the outline, and I kind of think it looks cool against the other colors. So And then here we have another abstracted landscape. And this was from a reference photo of someplace in upstate New York where this is supposed to be a waterfall. It came out okay. I like the way like all of the trees came out, and like what I did with the distance, but it's just the waterfall that is bothering me. That was hard to interpret. That was very hard to interpret. But it came out okay. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. This, now see, we jump all the way from this to 1/5/2025 of this year. And so there was very little done in 2024 and in 2023. And then we jumped to January 2025. This was also from a Patreon, Viola Art Studio Patreon. This is reference photos. And I painted this with gouache. This was another gouache and pencils. Just random flowers. Another abstracted landscape with, this was done with acrylic paint and oil pastel. And I liked all the texture that I achieved. I think I thought I fixed it. I didn't put any fixative on this. Okay, so gouache. This was done with gouache, as well as this too, gouache and Neocolor 2s. This came out cute. I like this spread. Okay, so more gouache or watercolor, I don't know. But then this is a smooth, yeah, so I used crayon on top of the paint, little still life there. And I got this reference photo from Katie Moody. I was trying to follow, well, she did a video, a tutorial on her Patreon. And I was trying to follow it, but I abandoned it. I didn't finish adding in the white because I just didn't, when you get to that messy middle and everything just looks chaotic and you have to push through to get to the end and trust the process. Well, this was a day where I wasn't trusting the process and I didn't finish. Yeah. Okay, so here we are with some tomatoes, painting some food here. These are supposed to be croissants. They sort of look like croissants. Okay, still life here. And here we are in March of this year. A Patreon Zoom session. Food, painting food. I recently did this, and yeah, this was the salad, and then this was pears that I was painting. These were done with watercolor. All of this was done with watercolor. I always, whenever I work with watercolor, I always like to add pencils or something on top of it. Watercolor flowers here, random. I was trying to follow a Shada Campbell tutorial when she was painting, showing us how to paint people with watercolor. And I think I just abandoned it. it was, I don't know, I just didn't like the way it was coming out for me. I have to go back to that. So more fruits and vegetables here. I did some carrots here, celery, lemons. This was part of my fruits and vegetables month of March. And the last page is green apples. So yeah, this is a short, this is not like a big sketchbook, you know, but it really, the paper is so quality. Like, I would definitely be getting this book again. So next we have a Bristol paper sketchbook, and I started this one off. I was really experimenting with Bristol paper because I wasn't sure if Bristol paper is good for wet mediums. I know it's good for dry mediums, illustrating, right? But can you use wet media with Bristol paper? Like, what will happen? So in here I did use wet media, and it was fine. It was fine. So this is like pencils, I think, or watercolor pencils. I don't remember. And this I know is Neocolor 2. Just a different take on landscapes. The colors I used were really out of the box for me, especially this pink tree. This pink tree trunk. Everything else was fine, but I just wanted to make the tree trunk a different, like, random color. You know, pink and green are complementary, so it was fine. Oh, this was a horrible, like, interior illustration. This is when I first started really liking interiors and really trying to interpret interior reference photos. Here, Neocolor 2s, the background, and just some little floral still lifes. This was from 2023, as you can see here. This was a landscape that I started that I did not finish. Oh yeah, this was a little character that I created based on my daughter. This character, her name is Avery. And I kind of based it on my youngest daughter, who is now 8 years old. This is Avery. And I was just like showing the things that Avery likes and doesn't like, and which are the things that I got from my daughter, her likes and dislikes. So, you know, loves drawing, and and Avery loves the moon, like my daughter. Avery loves sleeping with her plushies, you know. And this was the plate. This one wasn't finished. I finished it digitally. Like, all these I scanned in and then kind of finished them, so they look really, really rough and rugged here, but I did scan them in and finish them. And they're on my website, in my portfolio on my website. So this was the one where she hates to eat broccoli, and this was just the sketch of her being afraid of spiders. And then this was just like the rough sketch of her loving to read. So I was just showing this little girl character in like different emotions, different scenes. So this was just some I think I got this from Pinterest. And I was just one of those days where you just didn't know, I didn't know what to draw, so I just drew anything from Pinterest. These two. I kind of like the giraffe though. But these are not, this is not coming, this is like, these are reference photos. These were from other people's photos, so. But I like the way this came out. I don't even know, what is that, a tiger? I don't know. A rough sketch, cafe sketch that I abandoned. And then we have this colored pencil sketch. I like the way this one came out. This was luminance pencils that I used. And then another colored pencil sketch right here. And oh, and this was from Imagination. These are all from Imagination. This one too. This one as well. This is one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. And this one, this landscape. These were all done with luminance pencils. These colored pencil drawings. I like this one a lot. This one is a little wonky, but that's fine. Colored pencils here as well. And then something happened and I let the colored pencils go for a minute. I don't even know what this is. Like, because it transferred on this side, I'm assuming there is some sort of pastel here or water soluble pastel. But this is just a dark landscape of some sorts. Bridge. I don't know. Anyway, this was, I remember doing this, I think on a live that I had here on YouTube. This was a 5-minute sketch. This was from my own reference photo. And another one, 5-minute. This was from my own reference photo of these turtles at the lake. Yeah. And then from February of this year, this was from Domestica Course. With Shada Campbell again. She has a YouTube and a really a good Domestica course. So just we were working with brush pens and we were doing like patterns and working with watercolor and flowers and just things like that, just sketchbooking. I'm sorry to keep moving, zooming in and out. Yeah, so patterns here, watercolor, just ways to fill your sketchbook was the course, I think. It has something to do with sketchbooking. Okay, so this is a sketch that I recently did, actually last week. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna work on it more digitally, but I want to do a coffee shop series, and the name of the coffee shop is the 3 of Cups Cafe. If you know anything about tarot cards, you know, that's one 3 of Cups is a tarot card, and its meaning is, you know, celebrating, gathering, you know, being with your friends, being with your family, just celebrating each other. So I thought that that would be a good name for like a cafe, a coffee shop. And yeah, so this is the first illustration of the series that I want to start. So there'll be more of this type of thing coming. And the last page is empty, and then that's it. So those are the sketchbook tours, two very short sketchbooks, but I see the growth. Even though I started them in 2023, I see the growth from 2023 to now, to 2025, present day. And that's the thing with sketchbooks. And I hop around from sketchbook to sketchbook. And I know some people don't like doing that, but I'll have like 5 or 6 sketchbooks going at a time, because it just allows you to see the growth in each book. And there's definitely been growth for me, you know, from this type of illustration, you know, to this. Like, I really like this. I'm very proud of it. And so yeah, that's why it's so good to keep a sketchbook, because you can see your growth over the years or over the months or whatever time you have it. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys here. That was the sketchbook tour. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Like this video, comment, let me know what was your favorite, what you saw, what favorite sketches that you might have that I just showed you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.